Hey, what's poppin', sexies? It's your boy here, and we back. We got some more Fire Emblem Heroes content, and I want to welcome everybody back to another episode of the Tacho Talks. So we're going to be talking about Book 8 today, and we've got a couple of guest commentators on here, some of them making their very first appearance on Tacho's FE channel, Tacho's FE channel. I don't know why that made me think of like the actual FE channel for a second, but my FE YouTube channel, yes. So, Oblivion, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to talk about this new book and all the crazy OCs we got.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's definitely going to be some talk about that if you know me. Okay, so, of course, Oblivion, we had to get the main man back on the hook. He is one of the more frequent members here. Now, making his debut on the channel, we have Joel from FEHology. What's going on, man?
Flap, FEHology. Sorry, it was your FE channel, so you know I'd... Anyway, dad jokes, we're good at those. Hello, summoners, how are we doing? I am excited to be here. That's all I've got right now.
Yeah, it's actually like kind of crazy that it's taken us this long to do a collab because we've been in talks. It's not like it's not been in the works. It's just that, I guess due to scheduling, we couldn't get a better time for it up until now.
I've got like this narrow window between small human dinner time or small human bedtime and actual bedtime that I can record, so it's always tough.
Yeah, the munchkins need to be raised, which we're not going to fault you for that, Joel. All right, and finally, another first appearance here on Tacho's channel. We have RocketGal. What's going on?
Hey, it's going pretty well so far, especially since I'm talking with the boys about one of my favorite things, Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah, am I right or am I right? Fire Emblem Heroes, right, guys? Okay.
Dang it, her intro was so much better than mine.
I mean, last but not least, right? So
yeah, no.
There you go.
Hey, listen, there's going to be none of that here. We're getting ladies to go first. So you're going to be talking about the first topic here, RocketGal. I'm going to put putting you on the hot seat here. So what are your thoughts on Book 8 so far? What do you think of the story so far?
Well, it hasn't confused me, putting me in the middle of the story like Book 7, where everyone just died all of a sudden. So that's already a bonus, the fact that I know what's going on. And it's a pretty simple story. A bunch of people are trying to kill us, nothing new. And I can follow it. We got some new OCs here or there with the squirrel tail and the big biceps and drunk and stuff. And I'm about that, all about the animals. I love animals. So already, Book 8 is actually pretty above average. So far, liking it a lot.
Okay, this sounds pretty good. What are your thoughts on specifically Ratatoskr?
Originally when I heard the name, I was like, what is this Pokemon Mega Evolution sounding Alolan form, whatchamacallit thing? But then actually playing the game, getting to know her, I actually really like her a lot. She's really warmed up to me. I warmed up to her. I love when she does the tail hugging thing. It's really adorable. It really caught me off guard when I first saw. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I was a furry before, but I really, I really like Ratatoskr. She's really cool, and by God, is she really strong too. Like I thought I could just enemy face her with my max invest legendary Dimitri, but she just smacked the crap out of him. Like, okay, Squirrel's got hands here.
Yeah, no, that final map where she's the only unit that shows up, that was pretty funny. I kind of like that, because they don't do that too often, where you're fighting, like, one opponent on the whole map. So that was a cool...
Right, yeah.
That was a cool twist, I thought. Okay, so...
Yeah, caught me off guard.
Yeah, so, RocketGal, what are your thoughts on the overall artwork and design so far for Book 8?
Well, they brought back Yusuke Kozaki, so we brought back the goat, so I'm already, like, on board. I was a little, not the biggest fan of how big Ratatoskr's eyes are. They are a little bigger than other, like, characters, and I get it. It's all anime. Everyone's eyes are as big as cantaloupes. I get it. But at the same time, like, these are looking a little Uncanny Valley-esque, but I think once you get past that, I'm actually pretty okay with the design. I think the squirrel ears and the squirrel tail also looks a little off. Like, they're too, like, glowy. It almost kind of looks a little too weird. But, again, it's something I really warmed up to for the most part. I think, to this day, I'm still not the biggest fan of her transformation. I know people say they like it, but I can't get past it. It still looks to me like a Neopet, weird, like, I don't know, Wizard 101 companion or Pokemon thing. I don't know how I feel about it, man.
I think I agree with you on that one. Her squirrel
thank God.
form with the, like, it looks too glowy, and there's nothing wrong with that, but, like, the facial features, like having the big eyes and the big ears and, like, all of that stuff, I think it would have been fine if she wasn't so glowy. Like, if she was just regular colored, it wouldn't pop as much as it does. But the fact that her whole body is, like, made of light or energy or whatever it is, it really draws your attention to her face for some reason, and you just, like, notice the eyes. I don't know why that is.
Yep. I actually did a poll for that on my channel. Like, do you like this, or, like, do you think it looks terrible? And people got mad at me. Oh my god, I got flamed.
Really?
People were like, that sprite's not as bad as your PNG picture for your YouTube channel. I was like, dang, really? Like, okay, I see how it is.
Wow.
Got roasted.
Wow, shots fired.
Yeah, people were pissed.
Destroyed.
Shots
People
fired.
were mad.
I'm here representing him. I like this. I think like the chubby chipmunk cheeks, I think those are really cute. Like, I don't mind this at all.
All right, Dave.
I think it's nice. I think the glowing tail, I do feel like they had a chance to improve on Norse mythology, and instead of a squirrel, they could have made this a guinea pig. And just doing that would have improved it so much more.
A guinea pig? Why a guinea pig?
I mean, a guinea pig. RocketGal will tell you those are the actual best animals around.
Okay.
I mean, aren't guinea pigs from South America? So I don't even know if they'd be in Norse mythology.
This is the world tree. The world tree can have as many different types of animals as they want.
I mean, I can't argue with that. Fair enough.
Okay. All right. I guess there we go, guys.
I just have guinea pigs, so I think that's the real reference here. I like guinea pigs, so that's what it really is here.
Okay. Well, you learn something new every day. All right. Well, I guess now that we're on the topic of animals, we can transition into the next of the characters that were introduced. So that would be Hresvelgr, if I'm saying that right. There's no way that I am, but
that's right.
That would be the Tengu/Eagle/Winged character that was shown attacking Alphonse in the forest in the Fate channel. So, RocketGal, what are your thoughts on Hresvelgr?
I mean, she seems cool. She seems like the more serious. I mean, do I really even have thoughts on her? She's not even in the story yet. All I have to go off of are looks, and I mean, she seems okay, I guess. She's probably going to be like an eagle transformation, which actually makes sense with, like, Edelgard, her last name being Hresvelg, Black Eagles. So that's kind of cool. But in terms of opinions, like, she's the one I'm the most like bleh. I have no idea anything. I don't even know what her personality is like, or if she's gonna be good in the game. All I have is her looks. I mean, she's nice, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say about her.
Okay, she's actually my favorite of the three so far, surprisingly. But that's mainly because...
Okay.
All right, so I'm a big fan of Dead or Alive. Surprise, surprise, if you guys even know what kind of game that is. But Hresvelgr reminds me of my favorite character from there, which is Nyotengu, who is a Tengu character with basically black wings, and she looks very similar to Hresvelgr, actually. So that kind of won me over there, just the fact that she reminds me so much of Nyotengu. All right, I guess
I see it now.
We'll go ahead and finish off the trio here. So, what are your thoughts on...
We need to say one other thing about her. I mean, she did try to cut Redatoskr out of a tree, which was... and mostly succeeded. I mean, that's... What is that about?
Well, Joel, if you'd wait your turn, we could get to that, I guess. All right, Needhogger. So, what are your thoughts on Needhogger, RocketGal?
I mean, she seems alright. Part of me thinks she's going to be the Camilla of the book, the ghoul bag, the what else? The Ivy, the prominent like waifu like character of the book. It is weird how her description says like she's constantly intoxicated to mask her true feelings, which I'm like, dude, that cuts a little too deep, man. Like, come on. I'm supposed to play Fate escape reality, man. So curious to see where that leads to. I mean, so that's kind of interesting. In terms of snakes, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of snakes. In fact, I'll come out and say it. I don't like snakes that much at all.
Well, snakes do eat guinea pigs, I think. So
they do.
I guess that would explain that one.
Yeah, so not biased or anything, but I will say that apart from that, she does seem interesting. She's out for blood for Veronica. So, I mean, Veronica's got to watch out, man. So, but apart from that, she seems alright. Her design seems okay. But again, we have no idea what I'm surprised none of these characters have showed up in the story at all, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I think usually they wait like a couple of chapters before they start introducing the other characters besides the main one, right? So, like, Ratatosker is first, and it's like how we got Regan first, and then later we got Knot and Dagger and stuff, I think.
I thought they showed, like, Odor in the second, like, part or something.
Yeah, okay, so I think Hresvelger and Nidhogger are going to be, like, the Oter and the Fafnir here. And then the two OCs that are unnamed at the moment, the, like, buff dude and the, like, bunny-looking girl, for lack of better description, those two are going to be, like, the Knot and Dagger, maybe, that we get introduced to later.
Gotcha.
All right, so Joel, going back to what you were talking about there. So, Hresvelger, since you're raring to go on her, why don't you go ahead and finish that thought you had earlier?
Well, we did see her cut Ratatosker out of a tree. I mean, that's pretty heavy there. So I'm curious what the family woes there are and if she's truly a bad guy in all of this. So, I mean, if we're predicting who's going to die first, I think she is my call there. Because we will have, since we always have a mid-book right after someone gets offed, I'm figuring probably her is going to be it.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a little early to tell, but that's not a bad train of thought to have there, I think. So, okay, so we're on Joel now, I guess. So, Joel, what are your thoughts so far on the story of Book 8?
I think RocketGal nailed it. I mean, in the lines that they're allotted, which is not a lot, they don't have time to really develop a full time travel thing. I thought the story from Book 7 had some good foundational pieces, but with that few lines, I mean, how are you actually going to tell a story about how we go back in time? It is a little off-putting to me that basically it feels like that didn't exist. We are essentially picking up right where Book 6 left off. And I'm still adjusting to that, but
yeah,
the story is easy to follow chunk-wise, and it's nice. So
yeah,
it's good. I have yet to see how good it is.
I'll agree with that sentiment where the time travel thing is always hit or miss. It doesn't matter. Like, even outside of Fate, whenever something tries to do time travel, it's usually going to be hit or miss. Because it's very hard to take a concept like that and make it work. And I'm not too sure if Book 7 was really able to get it right. So I can totally see where you're coming from with that point there. So it's nice to go back to like a simple, straightforward, from one point to the other story instead of like jumping all around with time travel.
I would rather a simple, well-told story, and I'll put well-told in quotes here, but I would rather a simple story as opposed to a complex story that you just can't really get into at all.
Right. Okay, so I think we've already heard your thoughts on Ratatosker. You're a fan of her, but you would have preferred her to be a guinea pig. Is there
exactly
anything else you'd like to add to that?
I think she's a neat unit. I think Faye right now is trying to make hybrid units that are good in multiple phases. Having the unit be good in both attacking and in support is nice because it means you can use the unit in a lot of different ways. I think it's good design in general, and I am curious as we get more of the green vines if that's going to make a cluttered mess. But we shall see. It's already starting to head there, and we only have 3 different effects. We have the flame, the stone, and the fire. Or sorry, the flame, the stone, and the grass.
Right.
And I as that proliferates more, I'm curious how they handle it.
So more divine veins. That's what you're looking for.
I'm scared of, yes.
Well, you guys know Yunaka's gonna have fog. I think that is probably an obvious one. Okay, so Joel, I'm putting you on the hot seat here. We all know Joel is the PG guy, so it might be a little out of place to ask this, but what are your thoughts on Needhogger?
Honestly, the design's not too bad. The snakes are a little over the top for me. But that's... The thing is, we just got through with a snake lady, and now you're going to do another one.
Well, the first one, in her defense, the first snake lady was good enough to win a Choose Your Legends without even knowing anything about her. So,
well, they know their audience apparently, so that's. Have you seen they're already trying to drum up support to have her win CYL?
Are they?
No. Are they really?
Oh,
I don't even know her barely, man.
But yeah,
I would have expected.
Wow, the reaction.
I actually would have expected them to rally behind that guy, the moose guy with the moose horns or antlers or whatever they are. I thought he was the guy for this book that everyone was gonna ship on.
I mean, is it weird that I wouldn't mind that so much if he won CYL? Obviously, they're it would just
we don't even know his name. We're all like, yeah, I love Dear Dude.
But it would be funnier.
Is he even votable? We don't even know his name.
That's a good point.
Hopefully not.
That's a good point. I don't know. We'll find out in a couple of months when Choose Your Legends starts.
Let's be honest though. No one is beating out Engage. This is going to be an Engage CYL.
Probably.
I really hope not.
It probably will be, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they've set the stage in that direction by giving us such a drip feed on the Engage units. When I think by this point, when 3 Houses was out, we had multiple banners of those units already. So I don't know. They're kind of going slow with the Engage releases, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my wanting for more Engage.
Believe it or not, it's actually about the same. The difference is it was spread out better for 3 Houses, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong because I'm pulling this from memory. But the big drought that they had, from that initial banner to the next Engage unit, was just weird.
That's probably.
I don't think any of us understand that.
That could be, and also the fact that we just get 3 Houses on everything. So hey, look,
that's very true.
New banner. Let's put some 3 Houses on it.
Sorry, 3 Hopes.
Right. 3 Hopes. Okay.
There's no denying that those characters sell. People love their 3 Houses. I mean, if you even say something about Edelgard, people will start taking out their pitchforks on both sides, and I'm just even to this day, people go crazy over them. So they know what they're doing, I'm sure.
Yeah, they definitely do. All right, Oblivion, you've been waiting patiently. So, what are your thoughts on the Book 8 story so far?
Okay, I'm gonna be the negative person. I think this is the exact same thing we've got in every single other book, except for maybe last one, which was worse. It's your stereotypical story. They introduce characters. Here's something that's happening, and then it will be underdeveloped. And by the end of it, we won't know anything, and people will be dead. And we'll be okay, next book.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oblivion, you forgot a really funny point there.
Wait.
People will be asking, wait, did they just die?
Right.
Yeah.
And also, it'll be the only male character who's dead, 100%.
Right.
It'll be the only male OC. He'll be dead. Probably. All the other waifus will be alive. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so far, I'm not really impressed, I guess. And the when it comes to the OCs, I think they're kind of cool designs, but I don't like the beast sprite we've seen so far, which is Ratatoskers.
Right.
I'm really hoping that the other ones are not so glowy and not so like Avatar-esque and like actual beast. Like I think Emblem and Asker have like amazing beast sprites.
Yes,
so I would love to see more of that.
The transformations for book 6 were out of this world. The bats and like the cows and stuff, that was awesome. And it was so out of left field, too. It's not what you would have expected, because the whole time they've been talking about Asker and Emblem as being like ancient dragons. So I kind of expected them to just be generic-looking dragons. But nope, Asker is a bull, a literal bull, and then Emblem is a bat. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Hold on. Is Neathhugger going to be a pink snake?
Yes.
Is she?
I think so.
She might be,
probably.
yeah. So then Hresvelger would be a
snake.
red eagle, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's based on the color of their, like the animals they had while they were in the Fate channel, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, which I don't really love, but I know other people like it, so I guess it's whatever. But I would have loved like a more of Emblem and Asker would have been what I would have liked. Yeah. When it comes to actually Ratatosker herself, I know people love her because she's cute, but I've never been like, I'm the edgy guy, I guess. I don't really like cute things all that much. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, she's hugging her tail. Okay, cool. Like, let's keep going. Like, I don't know.
Hold on. You're talking about being edgy, and you just talked about loving Asker and Emblem.
That's what's not edgy about a literal bull and a bat demon?
I mean, the Bat Demon, yes, for sure. Like that art. I was looking at that art again. That art is unhinged.
Right,
but
I love
it. Asker was not edgy at all. Like, he was a big lovable lump. It was great.
That's true.
He's
true.
a dork.
But he wasn't cute though.
But
he was like a cute like bull. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got that. How would I describe? I guess he's like Groose from Zelda. He's got that Groose energy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
interesting comparison.
Yeah, we gotta play Groose's theme whenever Asker's on screen.
He's a bit of a dork, but I mean, it's not like I need like everything to be edgy or dark or anything. It's just like, I don't know, like I just don't like. It's hard for me to get attached to any OC because they go in and out of the story so quickly. Typically, like the only one that's really lasted is Fjorm, and I'm kind of like done with Fjorm. Like I'm kind of like over that, so they can let Fjorm move on. I'd much rather would have kept like Lif or Thross here, or I even like Ash a bit, even though Ash was kind of undercooked too, in my opinion.
Ash was okay. She's a rock star, man. You saw her killing that guitar solo. Ash has got more clout than any of these other clowns on these banners. All right, but yeah,
I like her personally.
I think me and Oblivion are just like so on the same page about so many things.
Yeah, right. We have a lot of similar tastes.
Yeah, no, just like listening to you describe that, it's like every single thing I was about to say, pretty much. Okay, so I guess that's about enough coverage on Book 8. There's one more thing I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. So, what are your thoughts on that Henriette Wanted poster we saw at the end of the trailer? I guess Oblivion should go first since he's already on.
Okay. So I think what I really liked about Book 3 was like it kind of focused on Gustav, right? And we kind of like learn a little bit about Gustav and like Gustav dying and transitioning some of the power more to Alphonse. And so if they're gonna go that route, but with like Henriette, I think that's kind of cool. Like I would love to see a arc where this is kind of messed up, but if like Henriette died and like some of the more responsibilities got put onto Alphonse and Serena, I think that'd be interesting, and it would like maybe let Alphonse develop as a character, and maybe we get a new Alphonse and Serena version, maybe, who knows, right? It's kind of weird that Alphonse still has the same design, but Veronica has like this completely new one. It looks very like just doesn't match.
That's a very good point. Because
so I would
where is our ascended Serena and ascended Alphonse? How come Veronica gets to ascend and they don't?
Exactly. I think, and we're like way overdue for it, right? Like, if you have like base Alphonse, he just doesn't do anything realistically. So like, if they could give us a new version, that would be really nice, and it would help new players. So like, I would be all down for that if he gets a character arc, and at the end he could get like, I don't know, legendary Alphonse or ascended whatever it is. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm desperate enough. I would take Resplendent. That's how bad. That's how bad things are.
Just get him a merge or something.
Okay. No,
$9.99.
I know Joel really likes his Serena, so I mean I kind of share that sentiment. I feel like Sharena has been shafted in every book. She just never gets a chance to do anything. And I thought she was in book 4. I thought they were alluding to book 4 being her time to shine, and it wasn't. So, like, I'm kind of salty about that. Like, when is Sharena going to get to do anything?
Never. I
Never.
just.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the book 8 art right now, and she's not even in it. Like it's Alphonse and Veronica, and that's yeah.
I love how her claim to fame on the book artwork was book 3, where she's literally dead. Like that's her on the book art. Okay.
Oh man. Oh man.
All right, so Joel, your thoughts on that Henriette wanted poster?
I don't know. And this is one of those things where they, like Oblivion said, they have this opportunity to actually do some development of characters, and I'm so worried that we're just going to be let down. And what I really like there, I mean, we saw the whole Gustav and Alphonse, and to go back to the Sharena thing, I would really like to see Sharena move into that role as the matriarch. So I think that would be a neat storyline, but I mean, maybe we'll get that in, 3 years when they do the chibi version. But which I actually like those quite a bit, but we do have to wait quite a bit to get any sort of depth on the story. So
right.
Okay.
I mean, what do you do?
And RocketGal, your thoughts on that wanted poster?
So I almost have like an interesting theory on this. So my theory is maybe actually Henriette is also one of the people from Yggdrasil, and she's actually one of the beast people as well.
Ooh.
Because my theory is, like, in the Valentine's alt, she has all these unexplained battle quotes like, "I don't want to lose control." I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, are you about to like just explode or something? My guess is maybe she's holding back. She's hiding her animal, like, appendages and stuff away this whole time. And maybe Yggdrasil considers that treason. Like, oh, you left us for the human world. Disgusting. And that's why she's wanted. And maybe that's also kind of why, like, Alphonse, like, oh my god, the offspring of our people, like, kill him or something. So
what
that's...
you're saying
that's,
is we got a secret furry MILF, right? That's what you're saying?
I kind of think so, but hey, that's just a theory, a game theory, so.
I like it. it.
It's too good. That's the problem. It's too good. Like,
no, that, like, I actually hadn't even thought about that. Like, the reason why they want Alphonse and Sharena is because they want Henriette. I'm like thinking, oh, they're main characters. Why wouldn't they be wanted, right?
Right.
But
right.
If Henriette is connected to Yggdrasil in some way, and the reason why they're so, like, hell-bent on getting Henriette and Alphonse and Sharena by extension is because of whatever Henriette's connection is with them. So, yeah, I think RocketGal actually nailed it there. That's some good writing. We need RocketGal to get promoted to Fey writer. we need intern Kun to, like, abdicate his powers to RocketGal right now.
Oh, dude, if I had that much power, I would just leak everything to you guys. Like, oh my god, do you hear about the next 5 terrains coming? You guys won't want to miss this. Make sure you summon on it. I'll just leak everything.
Oh, man. That would be
immediately.
Great.
Yeah,
send me all the assets early.
Would that make Alphonse and Sharena secret beast units?
Yes.
Ooh, no,
Yes,
now we've got a reason for them to be ascended heroes, huh? Maybe.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. RocketGal, you're hired.
Yes.
Not that I have any power over that, but you're hired. That's...
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and move on to a more, like, gameplay-oriented talk. So Ratatoskr is also a unit and a mythic hero, and Joel kind of covered on that a little bit when he was talking about Ratatoskr. So I guess we'll let Joel lead off on this topic. So, Joel, what do you think of Ratatoskr as a unit and mythic hero?
I think she's very good at that. The nice thing about the new book Mythics is how easy they are to merge. And I mean, Mythics are offensive Mythics are the only units that actually hold value
Right.
for merges. I mean, that's it. So it is nice that they give you one that is easy to get there. I would have loved her as a light Mythic. I think she would have gone there so much better, and I am very confused as to why they didn't. But I think she's fun. I still want to see, like in Summoner Duels, I want to see how we really use the grass there, because that has some interesting things you can do with it.
Yeah, I think the grass is really good. It seems more so oriented at the moment for Aether Raids as opposed to Summoner Duels, because it's just easier to like break a structure and set up grass, and then canto away and set up more grass. But like in Summoner Duels, not all of the maps have breakable walls, so it's a little harder to like set the grass up. I feel like my take on it is that Gatekeeper, for his like warp bubble effect, which is really the main thing the grass is used for, is more efficient in SD, and then Ratatoskr is a little more efficient in AR.
Well, Gatekeeper doesn't take an action. Like it's a passive thing that's just always on.
Right.
Making it take an action is that can be tough.
It's true, yeah. But also, you can set it up in a more interesting way with Ratatoskr. It doesn't necessarily need to be where Gatekeeper is standing, because sometimes you could have your Gatekeeper in one spot, but he's not warp bubble protecting another spot on the other side of the map where you want it. So like with Ratatoskr, you could break a structure and then cancel in the other direction and set up warp bubble in 2 different areas of the map. Or at least that's the way.
So we've got.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've got SDS next week, like in a matter of days, and so I have a feeling if we're gonna see Ratatoskr show up there, that's when we're gonna see it. Normally, people are pretty quick to pick up new things. Well, they have to, because things change so quickly in SD.
Yeah. You get. I mean, it's like every new season is a completely different meta. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, Oblivion. What are your thoughts on Ratatoskr as a unit in Mythic Hero?
I think she's good as a Mythic. Like, I think that's where she definitely shines. In SD, I'm not very high on her. Like, just having to use actions to put down that is, like, very detrimental, not only to, like, your action economy, but also to, like, the fact that a good player will set up, like, a turn ahead and then make sure they get the first turn, and then they'll just snipe you, right? Like, they'll use the warping and snipe you before you can act. So I don't think she's going to be good in SD. I could be wrong. I might eat those words, but I just don't see her there. In Aether Raids, I think she's really good, but I am afraid of like her longevity, and the reason for that is because like how much terrain are we gonna be getting, right? Because the terrain overrides terrain. So like at some point, if we get a unit who puts down terrain like pre-combat, let's say, right? Like let's say it's Flared Sparrow, but before combat, and it just takes out the terrain. Well, then you just lost anti-warping and guard already. So like I'm a bit nervous with that. We'll have to see like how far IS goes with that, but knowing them, they love to push power creep lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if like 6 months from now, like she's just not very useful at that point, right? So I'm a bit nervous with her. She's definitely not the Mythic I would invest in Astra season, but you never know. Like maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, so kind of a side note here. So then, which Astra Mythic would you recommend investing in?
Veil, like 100% Veil,
Veil?
probably. Like Veil and Plumeria, I think, are probably the 2 safest investments right now.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna concur with Plumeria. Veil, I don't know, but I've seen her used quite a bit. It's just that she wants to focus on helping people bait, and you guys already know what I think of baiting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
my
fair.
take.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah, I've been like trouncing everybody with the new Ninja Micaiah. So like, why bait when you can just attack, right? That's my thought.
Soniki's, Ninja Soniki's like completely broken. I hate that unit now.
I keep calling her Micaiah too, by the way, instead of Sadaki.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's fine.
No, but
I call Ninja. I call her Summer Altina, right? And that's just correct.
Yeah, but
so.
no, but I actually like Sanaki too, though. It's not like I only like Micaiah.
Okay, never mind.
That's the thing. I don't know why. Like I have it in my head that it's Micaiah and not Sanaki that's the one doing the work. All right, so RocketGal, what are your thoughts on Ratatoskr as a unit and Mythic Hero?
Yeah, I think for the most part, the other guys basically said what I thought, although I will say that I am cautiously optimistic that she will be a bit better, or maybe even a side grade to Gatekeeper in terms of anti-warping. I think she could possibly be some sort of like smite bot, and then once you do that, she would put down the vines, and with Kanto, she could then move up to put the vines, something like that, because she's so far back to smiting someone, she's not going to get Kanto controlled. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. I still think for the most part, probably Gatekeeper is better, but Gatekeeper has no kill potential at all, whereas I don't think you can safely, like, for the most part, it's really hard to tank against Ratatoskr. She's actually, like, really strong. I'm really surprised on that. So it's kind of a yin-yang thing. You're trading, like, offense for guaranteed, like, anti-warping. So I'm curious to see how the meta shifts on that. I mean, you know, I'm not, like, the best Summoner Duels player in the world, but I know a thing or two about it. So I'm just gonna say that just watch out for her. Don't underestimate the squirrel.
I think, yeah, that's a pretty good point as well, because it's not like the veins, what is it, vein grass or vein vines?
Mm-hmm.
What is it called again?
Vein green.
Oh,
Is it
green.
green?
Why is it called
Yeah, it's
green?
just
I don't
green.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just green.
Okay, so that's not really all she can do, right? So she's also pretty competent as a player phase melee type. And she could be a solid Gale Force option too. She's got the -1, she's got the acceleration. Does she have tempo or nullify guard? I think she might have that too.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so then
Right, yeah.
okay, so I gotta study up then. I failed my Fey test there. My homework, I didn't do my homework.
You didn't read the short story?
Yeah, no, I did. Nah, Joel,
A little novel here.
Joel is here. He'll back me up on that.
Oh, man.
Okay, so
What am I backing up on? I lost attention because I'm a Fey player and I can't listen.
you'll back me up because
ADHD, right?
you're the
That's
guy that
all
reads.
of us do.
You'll back me up because you're the guy that reads everything, and you read it to a point that you understand it. I just read it to a point where I can just say it for the video and then move on.
Well, the problem is we all have so much space in our brains, and there is so much to read, and it just constantly gets pushed out by something new that's happened. So
Yeah.
that's, like, I even had to go back to my cheat sheet here. I was like, wait, does she have tempo? And I'm like, oh, no. Okay, she doesn't.
Yeah. No, it seems like a thing they would give her because they've been giving that out to a lot of units
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can meme on them a little bit. So what are you guys' thoughts on us getting 3 orbs instead of 8 for the reward missions?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right, Joel, or Oblivion, it sounds like you got a lot to say about this, so we'll start with you.
Okay, so I see the 3 orbs, and I'm like, okay, this is already terrible, right? The difference between 3 orbs and 5 orbs is 1 summon, right? It's almost nothing. Like, it's not going to change anything to give us 8 orbs.
Yeah.
Not asking for 80 orbs, just 8. So I'm already kind of annoyed by that. But I'm like, okay, I know how Fate channels work. They're going to say there's 3 orbs here, but they're going to give us, like, the stupid maps that show up every day that are super easy.
Yeah.
They give 2 orbs, like, right? You get 1 orb for each of them, you get 2 orbs per day. So it's going to be like 23 orbs, right?
Right.
They don't do that. And I'm like, okay, sure. They're going to give us a lot of summoning tickets, so it'll be fine. We're going to get 5 summoning tickets at least. They don't give us summoning tickets. I'm like, okay, you know, they'll give us something, right? No, they didn't even give us orb packs. Like, they didn't even let me get the option to spend money. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, no.
But Oblivion, they gave you your co-op mode, so it's okay, right?
Oh,
no.
don't even. Oh. I got a lot to say about that one.
All right, I think Joel is getting a little ahead of himself here. We'll talk about the auto battle co-op in a second. But all right, Joel. So what do you think about 3 orbs instead of 8?
It just doesn't make sense. And I normally really try to see, like, well, you know, they're generous here. Well, no, this is just stupid. Like, I don't understand. 5 orbs does not break the bank, and it just makes people feel better about it.
Right.
And it sticks out like a sore thumb. And that's really, I think that's what they've always given us for these new book things. But we have orb inflation now, right?
Yeah.
Because we have so many more things we need to summon on.
Yeah. No. What really pours the salt in the wound is that Faye the Owl will always point attention to all the numbers being 8 or like a multiple of 8. Like, she's like,
Oh my god, you got the 8!
yeah, look at all of the 8s here. And it's like, okay, well, there's one number that's not an 8. You want to explain that one? Oh, jeez.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, maybe even if it was 4, they could say it was half of 8, but
Yeah.
even that's just stupid. Like, it
No,
is
they-
literally 1 summon.
They're literally,
Like,
they're doing it on purpose. They're just trolling us at this point. They know. They have to. They're
They have to.
self-aware, yeah. All right, RocketGal, what do you think about 3 orbs?
Yeah, 3 equals 8, so, math, the math works out, right, guys?
Right, if you put 2 3s together, like, back, like, inverse, it's an 8.
Oh my gosh, exactly. It's like half of an 8.
Right.
It
Eight.
does work out.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same thing. I do have a thought experiment with you guys. Would you guys think it'd be more annoying that they gave us no orbs, or just them giving us the tiddly little amounts of 3 orbs and be like, hey, look at all the orbs you got? Like, would it actually, like, make you guys less mad if they just, like, yeah, no orbs for you guys?
I mean, as a whale, I don't really care, right? Like, it's not a big deal to me, but, like, I think the entire Reddit would be on fire, right? Like, Reddit would be even more on fire. So, like, in some ways, it makes more content so I can laugh about it. But, like, at the same time, like,
Yeah, no, it's just, what it really is, it's just, like, it's an inability to show any love or support to the player base,
Right.
I think. It's, like, we've been playing this godforsaken game for 7 years. They can't give us 8 orbs for book 8? Like, come on, man. What did we do to deserve this? This is like we get treated like second-class citizens.
I think the first anniversary, we got like 50 orbs.
Yeah, we
like,
did.
They just gave us 50
It was
orbs.
just a login
Was it after
bonus.
the Ira incident or something?
No.
Yeah, it was like the first anniversary. It was after, like, it was 2 months after that. It was like the first anniversary.
Oh, that
We
was
got like 50 orbs.
That was after Iragate, the 50 orbs. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so yeah, they gave us 50 orbs as a login bonus, and then they gave us all of the dev maps where you could play those, and it would add up to another 50.
Yeah.
So I think we got like 100 orbs in total for free on the anniversary for the first year, and they never did that again, or even came close to it.
Right.
So it's like, what happened? Like, why did they stop doing that?
Oh, man.
I don't understand.
So I know Genshin Impact isn't the most generous game by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Didn't they just give out stuff just for being nominated for at the Game Awards just
Yes.
recently?
Yeah, they gave out 800, which is like half of a 10 pool. Or
Really?
yeah. And then for Honkai Star Rail, they won the award, so they gave a full 10 pool.
Ooh.
What would that be like in Fate? That would be like getting how many orbs? Like 20? Like to do one circle, or like 40?
40.
To do 2 circles?
It'd be 40. Like 40 orbs,
Okay.
Oh, wow. Very
Yeah.
generous.
Yeah.
I mean, they're generous when they win stuff. Like, because
Okay, yeah, there's no way in hell Faye is gonna win like community like award or whatever. I'm like, that's not happening.
Yeah, no, but
Where's our co-op mode, guys?
I mean, I feel like it could if they'd put a little more effort in.
They
Maybe
tried.
not get to number 1, but they could maybe crack like top 10 on the App Store if they put a little more effort and generosity in. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Because it's not like the player base has left. I mean, we are losing players year by year, but there's still a lot of people that still play the game, and a lot of them spend a lot of money. That's how the game has still been able to stay alive. So, I don't know. That's just me. Whatever.
Nah, I agree. I think so. Like, they just need to if they put in more effort, I think that this game could do like really, really well. I think it has a really good foundation. They need to just change their focus of what they're doing.
Yeah, no. One of the main issues is that it's not very accessible to newcomers because of all the reading.
Right.
Like you could, if you were a new player and you watch one of the trailers for the first time and you're just seeing like a wall of text for one weapon, and then it scrolls to the second screen now because we're doing that. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, how do you even get into the game if that's what your introduction is?
Tacho, they fixed all that, didn't you see it? They just put more reading. Like, that's so you got the 2 walls of text, and then they put a little blurb on it that's more
the
reading,
blurb.
and that fixes everything.
Right.
And then the blurb is like, it like doesn't even make sense either, the blurb. Like, when you actually think about what you're reading and compare it to what the blurb says, it'll be like, oh, so this unit is very effective when they initiate combat. They get this and this and this. And then you actually read what you're supposed to read, and then you find out, wait a second, this is not exactly what the blurb is saying here. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that was a little bit of a depressing tangent. I didn't mean to go there, but okay, I guess we're gonna end on another sour note, unfortunately. But okay, so Oblivion again has a lot to say about this, so we're gonna start with him. Oblivion, what are your thoughts on Affinity Auto Battles?
I mean, I'll be honest, I was tilting the whole time while doing my reaction for that. Like, I think if someone saw my reaction, I was making jokes about it, but I was like seething angry. I was so pissed off. Like, how are you gonna make a game mode that has auto battle as the title? It's not even like, you're not even trying to hide it. You're just putting it out in the open. Like, hey, we don't want you to play the game. We want you to click this button and leave it. And not only that, like the big thing is like, oh, you can ship with your friends' characters.
Yeah.
So you can date your other summoners. Hey, you want to date someone's Tibern? Here you go. Go ahead. Like, oh, they're really doing well together. Like, oh my god. Like I want to play the game. I want to play the game. Give me reasons to play the game. Like, actually play it, right?
Right.
That's the reason why, like, this is a very controversial take, but I like the very first Tempest Trial more than any Tempest Trial that's come before it, or after it. Like, the very first Tempest Trial, you played the game because it was difficult, and you actually had to think about how you're building your team so they could survive 7 matches. It was cool. And then they just like, here's auto battle. And they're like, okay, now you just auto every Tempest Trial. And so, like, that's fine, but, like, I want more game modes where I'm playing the game. I'm thinking about how to build my characters. Pulling characters is fun because I can use them in these cool game modes, right?
Right.
That's why everybody likes Seer Snare so much. And so when they made this game mode, I'm like, so you're not playing the game, you're shipping with another summoner, and you have to use bonus units so you can get laid. That's how I put it. So, like, it's just like, what is going on? Like, what kind of data are they getting where they think this is their correct direction to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably looking at how many people auto battle the game, and they're seeing that number as very high. So they're like, oh, you guys like auto battles, so here's a mode for it. No, I think a lot of the points Oblivion brought up there, I agree with. I didn't even think about what he was going to say there with the Tempest Trial, like how the first one was so interesting because you had to actually play it. And actually, if I do think back to that, I do remember actually like playing all the way up to, and back then you had to play to like 100,000 score to get the max rewards instead of 50,000.
Yeah.
So like I do remember all of that, but I'm actually a little bit more hopeful for the auto battle mode than I think I am against it. And one of the reasons why is because auto battle is so different from actually playing, because the CPU is just garbage, right? The CPU is trash at its own game.
Yes.
So in order to compensate for that, we can't really run our usual builds, and you can't use duo skills either because auto battle will not use duo skills. So you kind of have to plan your team out in a way that it like makes up for how bad the auto battle actually is. So you have to run like different kinds of units and builds and things like that. So I feel like there could be strategy involved in it, at least as far as the team building aspect goes. Not so much, of course, in terms of what's going to happen once the map starts, but like I think it could be interesting to have like a competitive maybe not competitive, but like a PvE auto battle mode where it's not necessarily just pick your best stuff and go in with that. It's going to be more like, how can you cater your team to work with auto battle?
I kind of feel like it's going to be Pawns of Loki again, and like everyone's going to hate it except for Bard. Bard's going to love it. It's going to be the best game mode ever. Everybody else is going to be like, what is this?
You realize what just happened. Like, Bard has Pawns of Loki already. Auto Affinity Battles, that is Tacho's thing now. Like, that's going to be his deal. Like, that's going to be his favorite mode, and he's going to tell everyone how great it is, and that's... I did not expect this development. This is a complete
Affinity
shock
Auto Battle
to me.
tier list.
Okay, but...
Best units not played the game.
All right, so, I mean, I'm talking it up, right? But now there's another facet to this mode that I think they really missed the mark on, and it seems like this is their idea of co-op, and I don't think that was the right direction to go in for co-op, because think about it. If they can do a mode like Summoner Duels, which is real-time PvP, there's no reason why they can't do a real-time co-op that's PvE. And I think that's something that the fan base has wanted since, like, probably even before Aether Raids came out.
Right.
So had they done it like that and just like, okay, so it's a co-op mode. They could keep their bonus titles. Okay, so you bring your heroes and Radiant Dawn units, you get, like, extra stats. Okay, fine, keep that. But why does it have to be auto battle? And also, why can't it be real time? Like, you bring your 4 guys, I bring my 4 guys, and then we just tackle the map. Maybe it's a Grand Conquest style of map, and we try to get to the end together as a team. Like that, I think that would have been fire if they had did that.
Or, you know what, give us the option. Like, you can do auto battle if you want, but also if you want to pair up with someone, you can do that as well. And then just something. Like, I don't understand it. This seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think like the Grand Conquest events that like obviously Speedy was like one of the first people to do them, but they're really fun, right? Like I think we've all been on Rival Pro mains. I think maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's like really fun. So imagine having that in game, and people could just do that. I mean, just play Rival Pro mains with your homies, or like just queue with people.
Yeah.
Like that would be so much fun, and they can do it. They've shown that they have the code for it. And I just don't understand why not, right? Because even if they made it difficult, it would give a way for people to help each other.
Right.
And that just creates like good feelings in the community.
Exactly.
Whales could help people with like hard content, and then people might hate whales a little bit less, which is something which would be nice. I mean, like just give a way for people to do things together. Like that's what makes the game fun.
Yeah, but I mean, this game is built on the foundation of whales just squashing everybody else, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like, Eighth of Raids is Eighth of Raids is competitive to a point that it doesn't even need to be. Where you set up a defense team literally only to gatekeep other players from getting better rewards. Like, what the hell? Like, how does that work? So we're being incentivized to squash other players so they can't get better rewards. I'm not about that. If it was up to me, everyone's defense team would just be Asker Trio, no structures, no nothing. Just give everybody a free win on defense, and then we can do whatever we want on offense.
Which is funny because you have some of the most horrendously hard defenses out there.
Oh God, yeah.
Just gonna put that out there.
Are you talking about the most recent one that I made, which has actually been like going on a tear? One guy.
Let's talk about who was the first one to break the Flyerball news, and that was you.
Well, if Eldervy was around, it would have been him, right? So I'm just picking up where Homeboy left off. I got to be the Eldervy now since he's left us, unfortunately. All right, RocketGal, we'll end on you. So what are your thoughts on Affinity Auto Battles?
Honestly, I don't think... I'm not very excited for it, honestly. When I first saw it announced, I just laughed at it. I'm like, wow, even they know we don't play the game. We just auto battle everything. So, like, I don't know if it was like a joke almost. It felt like a joke. Like, we're just going to auto battle everything, and we're also going to pair each other up. I don't know. It was not, I'm not very optimistic about it. It just looks really boring. You just pick a team, you go into a map, like, where's the gameplay in it? I guess there's your team building, but then, like, what else is there to do? You just pick a team, you queue in, and then, like, there's nothing for you to do except hope that the AI doesn't just, get all your people killed, or even worse, like, do one of those, like, reposition, like, infinite loops in, like, the corners. Like, my people aren't doing anything, they're just repositioning each other back.
No. The worst is when there's a range unit and a wall, so the enemy is a range type and you don't have this encounter, and the enemy does 0 damage, so you're just like going in circles around the wall.
Exactly.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, I hope they don't put walls in Affinity Auto Battles to make that happen.
Oh, they totally will.
Oh, sure they will, yeah.
I'm also nervous, like, because you have to pair with somebody else. Like, what if they just, like, don't care and they just put him, like, Alphonse at, like,
Aster Trio with base
right, and then you're like, oh, I just lost all my score because the other person didn't want to play the game.
I don't think that's going to be too much of a concern,
But they said that they'd really like you.
No. Yeah, but you got perfect matching, though. Like, you know what I mean? You guys are totally going to have kids.
Everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's probably going to be some kind of matchmaking. Like, it'll probably scale to your team kind of like how Arena does, like, based on your merges.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. What am I even talking about? The mode's not even...
Sound very optimistic here. Maybe you are the auto battle guy.
It would be a little funny. Please, no one do this. But sometimes they base the scoring off of the first unit, and that's it.
Oh, right.
And if they did that, and so you made just the most absolute world beater score-wise of a first unit, and then all of your other units were, the Asker Trio with their base kits. So that would
like all like dance skills on them, like tier 4 dance skills.
Right,
and like, oh gosh.
All of them have repo so that you try to get them stuck in a loop, and that's.
Oh no!
Oh boy!
Please don't do that. No one do that. Don't listen to me at
Joel,
all.
what did you do? What did you?
I mean, he's getting jealous here because I'm the one touting these defense teams that are like toxic, and then he's like, okay, so now I'm gonna make some toxic stuff for Affinity Auto Battles.
How to ruin auto battles for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
That's a video title right there.
Yeah,
100%.
man, I didn't want this to be like such a sour video, but I guess that's just the way things go after 7 years of playing Fae, right? It's very rare for a game to go on for 7 years, especially a gacha game, and still maintain the same type of enthusiasm and I guess like good vibes that it had when it came out.
Yeah.
So like this is
We're all just crusty and bitter.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is inevitable. Like this sort of process where we're all like kind of down on the game at this point. I mean, maybe not Joel. He's the optimist. What do you
Always.
think?
I am, I have a 5-year-old, so everything is amazing and the world is all new. And any chance I get away from food flying at my face is just an incredible thing. There are, we do see gacha games though rebound, like especially when they've been around this long. And like Oblivion says, this has a lot of good bones to it. There are a lot of neat things about the game. And I mean, if you want to watch a very good video, someone put out a whole thing about, 10 things that Fake do to improve itself. I don't remember who was that, but I think those are not hard things to follow. And if they did that, I think we could really see a rebound. And I mean, like Tacho's saying, the game isn't dying. Like there's a slow leak, but that is always there. Like a game goes on, you have a slow leak of people. So it's gonna be here for a while, and when's the next chance for a big game mode? It's April, right?
Well, to be optimistic, right? Like going into the Book 8 channel, I didn't really expect to have like massive news because that's typically not when they release massive news, right? Like the only time we've ever gotten like big news around the new book is like Ether Raids. Typically, it's more around like the anniversary or April is when we get like the big news, the big new like whatever feature or whatever like that, right? Like sparking or like the manuals or like a new game mode.
They announced Summoner Duels in December though, didn't they? You're
right, they did. So like I don't know, but I feel like there's still a good chance that we get something around the anniversary. So that's where my hope is. That's what I'm gonna be focusing on. Like try to be positive. Is that the anniversary is going to be great, right? That's I'm going to keep my eyes forward and not pay attention to all the squirrels around me.
So you're ready for the anniversary to get 2 orbs, right, Oblivion? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, man. Oh. It's going to be, they're going to give us 2.5 orbs. They're going to make a new orb type that's only half of the currency.
Oh, my gosh.
I keep the orbs and give me a good game mode.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I will pay you orbs. Yeah. I will pay orbs for the community. Give me a game mode.
Okay, so I think that's a good enough place for us to wrap. We talked about pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Is there anything you guys would like to bring up? Any final thoughts? Anybody?
I mean, there's a lot coming up, so there's a lot of things to look forward to, right? We're going from like the most exciting part of the year, from like new book to anniversary. Those months are always fun. So just have some fun with the game. Don't take it too seriously.
Definitely.
Right.
And by all means, I go out and get whatever gift that Oblivion had every time he summoned a Ratatosker with the dancing squirrel. I am still laughing about that. Oh my God, that was amazing. You need a little bit of that in your life. So go get that gift and you'll have a lot of fun. And
just one last thing from me. Even though we might sound a little bitter and we criticize a lot about the game sometimes, it's not necessarily because we hate the game, we criticize things that we love because we want to see it be better, to see its full potential. So even though we might be negative sometimes, it doesn't mean we hate Fire Emblem Heroes. Quite the opposite. So if we sound a little bit negative, that's kind of the reason why.
Are you giving away like what kind of parents we are or are going to be?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I don't want to think about that kind of things right now.
Okay, so I think that's a good enough place to wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and add a link to all of these wonderful Fae channels in the description of this video and also as a clickable link at the end of this video. So definitely subscribe to Oblivion, Joel, and RocketGal and check out their content. They make some great Fae videos, and I think each of us specializes in a different type of thing. So you can never get too much Fae, and you'll get your fix with this lovely cast that we have here today. So that is all for now, guys. This is your boy Tacho signing out. I will catch you guys again on the flip side. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.